Okay, welcome back to Microscope. So, Pettis will be hopefully with us soon.
Mm-hmm. Cursor is unfortunately unable to purse at the moment.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll carry on. Get some more detail in.
Because
So
we forgot an entire part of this whole system.
we did. It's not a major part, but we can backtrack.
I mean, it is it's legacies, the whole leavings behinds of previous eras.
Yep.
Plot points and progressions and such things that might bite us in the ass in the future, in the past. As I try to remember how to get to the Google Drive.
The link should be in there.
It
Was the link
should.
not pinned?
I'm just not very smart.
Well,
Fine.
that's
It might not be pinned, which would be my fault.
I think this is it.
You get to the Google Sheets.
There you go. I linked it.
There we go. No, I got it. I got to it. I just had to get to the. I was just having to go to the to my Google Sheets drive.
Gray beat me by about 12 seconds.
Yep.
Only because I couldn't remember which of the 12 buttons on my mouse was question mark. Oh well.
Yes. Anyway.
Legacy.
So. Yeah, so they're basically the leavings and plot points from from a different from each focus.
Actually, when you make a legacy, it has doesn't need to have anything to do with the focus.
Mm-hmm.
It's to identify something you think is interesting and want to keep in the spotlight, to quote the book.
I mean, we could do it by era or by focus, depending on what you want to do.
No, it's supposed to happen after your thing in the focus, and then you make an event or a scene about that. So, for an example, if you were doing, say, some pre-Arthurian stuff, setting up to Arthur, you could do a legacy about the sword and the stone, where it came from, what it's made out of,
Or for where it is our.
or
say for
Alan
Alan's
Beowulf pulled off the wall to
or
take
say
out
for
Grendel's
Alan's
mother.
Smithy, where you have the scene of his cult of understudies and interns coming in, and they see not him but a bloody spirit on a chair and a book breathing. For I have
floating in the
become
air,
the
saying
law.
it is lawful.
Yeah, I am. Type deal.
Anyway,
Feed me some more.
we need to sort that out. So, let's insert another column. We're only allowed one of these each.
Yes.
But you can change it anytime you change it, that you have the focus.
Yes. So, Terran, what would you like your legacy to be?
Always asking me the hard questions. I didn't write
You're the
this
first
down.
one.
You got punch in first, so blame fate.
Yep.
Your focus was series of disasters.
What happened interestingly.
Maybe just select one from right now and from the nows.
Yeah, you've got two you can choose from.
Right.
I do have a random name generator set up now.
Here we go. So
Yay.
I'm going to make my first focus be tourism from the other planets. My first legacy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we have interbody tourism.
Rich space people coming by to gawk at the humans.
I mean, space in general, because I don't think astral projection has a monetary restriction.
Look, if you're going to be doing tourism, you're going to be you got to be rich.
Well, you can't bring anything physical along. So how are they bringing money or even the concept of money?
Well, you bring whatever's on you. up to whatever is considered, a not even a light load. Just
But then
normal
how are we?
clothing
Then
and
how are
such.
we not having trade if all it takes is people to pick up a box and teleport across teleport across from a planet to a planet?
Well, you see, there's a big difference between a tinker with his stuff on his back and 5 carts full of finest goods.
I mean, all you just need to do. Well, the thing is, you just need to have one person
Of course, there's
one.
trade. It's just on the level of precious stones, not rare ores.
I
You know,
don't
we're
know
not
the rare
talking
the.
tankers from across from what is it? Space
I
China?
think we're
Space
just
China.
I'm just dealing. I think we're just dealing with a problem of scale here, because you can scale up any operation which is just with just enough people.
Well, so I can see what Tone says. Basically, it's anything that can be carried with So, but we've already said that the transport is rare. So it's not like it's like the ultra rare. You can't just send 100 people through carrying like a kilo each.
Right. There's a pretty good chance that 2 or 3 of them will end up as a horrible murder monster stuck in the middle somewhere, and then you're not getting across until a hero shows up.
I was just thinking more would be like the Dreamlands kind of tourism where your eyes project, you get a body and everything, but you don't really can bring anything with or take anything back with you, unless you somehow go there physically through whatever Dreamlands.
We've said it is actually physical travel, but very limited.
Physical travel.
Fair enough.
If you die on sad Earth, you die in real life.
The same thing happens in Dreamlands. That's Cthulhu.
No, we've already established. Let's move on. So, what's the event going to be for that?
Or I could do a scene.
A scene, yeah.
Let's see. Where did that start? Oh yes, that started in the Terror of Alan Smithy.
Yep.
Of course, the trouble with doing a scene is we've never done scenes before, so we're going to have a whole bunch of trouble with doing a scene. At least I think, or is it a dictated scene for a legacy? I have to
Just
look that
double
up.
checking. Oh, a dictated scene.
It's dictated. Yeah. Okay. So I basically answer my own question.
Yeah. He's thinking. You can hear the cogs.
Yes, you can.
I like her as a
what it means to be a cog boy. All right. So the scene is going to be the first space tourists from space exploring neutral Earth and trying to basically coming to neutral Earth and being shown around the place by President for Life of Jupiter, Zap Brannigan. Why? Why not? The question is, do they decide this is a good idea?
So
exploring new tourism on a new and previously undiscovered planet.
Do they have Polaroid cameras, floral shirts, and floppy hats on?
Well, I mean, the ones from Venus definitely do.
It's a quintessential
Possibly
necessity.
the ones from Neptune, although they tend to wear very heavy clothing. It's cold on Neptune, you know? I think it was cold on Neptune. What color was Neptune again? Purple. Yeah. Cold on Neptune. Not a lot of sunlight, which is why purple. All right. So Zap, with a small delegation, because somehow he can transport more than just himself. Don't ask. He's from Jupiter. They do everything big there. Shows up in front of right in front of the central bureaucracy, and he's going to be talking to Alan Smithy because, you've got this guy who basically blew up the world showing up, and you want to make sure he understands that's against the law. You can't do that anymore.
I mean, he merely has to file the paperwork and acquire. What's up?
It's his dictated scene. If you can stop interrupting, it'll go a bit quicker.
Oh, did I say?
No. Paperwork happens.
I didn't say anything.
Anyways, Zap is going to get into an argument. There's going to be lots of yelling, shouting, and meanwhile, the tourists are looking up at the sky and saying, "Oh, they have clouds here. Only they're not full of horrible, deadly rain. They're just kind of floating there. I like it here." there's other tourists exclaiming, "The sun! You can feel it. It's weird." And then, of course, there's the blue people from Mercury who are just looking around and being amazed at the fact that they can see things with their eyes instead of everything being either completely black or so bright because the sun is everywhere. And they have all decided this place is weird and we like it. And thus tourism was born. And ever since then, everywhere has basically had tourists taking pictures of it, looking around and being all, foreign. This is the legacy of space tourism.
Such as the legacy of space tourism.
Mm-hmm. So, Gray, what legacy are you leaving behind after the regulation of magic?
The grand bureaucracy.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes. An event for them. I'm gonna whack a it's one of those where it's kind of like something that does work, but so it's a light event, but it's also not great. So during the time of recovery, this will be the introduction of mass arranged weddings. Yeah. True love is the most powerful thing. They're going to do everything they can to remove true love. So
I see.
You've turned 18. If you would like to go to this place, everybody in the local area who's just turned 18 this year is going to get married today. Stick your hand in this bowl and pull out your future bride or groom. And then you have one big ceremony. Everyone gets a bit extra happiness of the day, and then you go off with this complete stranger.
So you have two different classes of the draw and the drawees?
I don't know. It's probably down to local traditions.
Because essentially, that if every person were to select from the pool, someone would have to not be able to select from the pool.
Well, you don't draw your own thing. It's a bureaucrat.
No, I was saying that local, who draws is probably down to local. Some places it's probably the men, some places it's the women, some places it's probably like drawn by lots.
You're either you're born, you're assigned a random lottery number.
Yeah. Or it could be just.
It could be worse. It could be the height supremacists of Taltopia.
Yeah.
They just line everybody up by height. 4.5 feet tall, 4'7" 4'8", 4'9".
Do they
Perfect.
match? Do they match heights, or they have to pair even and odd
Tallest
heights?
man, tallest woman. Shortest man, shortest woman. The rest of them also.
All right. Yeah, it's just another little bit of drudgery to the world. Addis, you've added your in.
Yep, heroic children are forbidden unions. And I'll add an event over here in Civil War, saying that
Civil War.
Yep. So the populist dubs strong anti, what do you call the populist dubs strong partisan leaders as anti-heroes.
Okay.
And these are the descendants of unarranged unions.
Yeah. So if you get married for love, those children are the equivalent of bastards socially.
Okay.
All right. Discard.
The generations of power. Basically, for every person here who went.
I expected something about the Emperor.
I mean, well, no, mine was about like Alan Smithy and the different peoples who gained such a high level of office and passion that they literally basically were folded into the empire eternally, essentially.
Right, but your legacy doesn't have to have anything to do with your focus.
Yeah.
Mine didn't.
I mean, I would select the emperor, but
You like the emperor? Select the emperor.
Go for it.
I mean, well, yeah, but I don't know what to do with the emperor after that because the emperor is his own thing.
Make him do something cool.
Yeah. Make him a cool emperor. Maybe
you know,
not as evil.
Make someone react to the existence of the emperor.
Yeah. I mean, how do the people think of it? Is he a good emperor? He's called the Just. Is that just what he calls himself, or is he actually earning it?
Weird. Because so we're basically. Well, I mean, okay, so we have the scene. Okay, well then we'll just have the legacy be the just. I guess I can just select Justinian. Legacy. I kind of want to. I'm looking over at Honko and his legacy. Legacy for Honko, where he's
no one ever
folded.
said he stayed named Honko.
I mean, he's Honko, who is folded into the basically he is publicly a double is publicly executed, and Honko, for he is able to run an entire organization of background clowns, is folded into the Empire's anti happiness brigade as a people who like to make people who seek happiness suffer, essentially. Inverted happiness. The sad clowns are bored. A sad clown assassins? Or maybe this is just too silly.
There's no such thing.
Someone said in the comments we're basically doing a Discord version of a world.
A what world?
Discworld version of the world.
We are. I mean, that's how it usually goes.
There's no such thing as too silly.
Let's be fair.
Because if you start pushing it too silly for someone, that person's going to push back.
Oh, yeah,
you can't hit critical silly.
Plus, it's going to end up fairly silly anyway when we start playing, because that's what role-playing games
us.
We are.
It's 90% of role-playing games. You know,
yes.
Most people are here to have fun, and having fun is making silly jokes. Yeah, that's why we're here.
And if those silly jokes just happen to attract the attention of the Inquisition, well, that's the way it goes.
All right. So Justinian the Just, renewal the covetous emperor. Did Justinian never have a son in actual history?
I don't remember. I think not.
Yeah, don't go off the actual history. If you want to have a son, he's got a son.
But there's absolutely nothing stopping you. He could have 6 sons. You could all fight to the death against other people.
So we'll go make this light. Make this a light event or a light dark. Yeah, make this a dark event. Because I want to have the fallout be its legacy for this action, where his son basically is the first of the to turn down the King's Pact and just goes into the wilderness.
Rampaging? That's not the word I'm looking for.
Errant
son out there.
Yeah. Pawn by his father's actions. Young blank, because his name has been stricken from history.
Oh, one of those.
Self-exile and leaves towards the barbarian lands. All right, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we're back round to Mia's the focus.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so we said we wanted to pretty much go down to like
we want to go find a certain point and go forward from there.
Yeah, we want to start adding in more people, don't we?
Yes. So you can add the great people of the Empire as a focus, or
Mortals and their triumphs.
Immortals,
works will
or
Immortals and their works.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to double check the rules.
Honko rises from the grave. On the third day, Honko rises from his grave.
He's not a very funny number.
Right. As the focus. Don't care. Went too far back. That's this book. Trying to think, like, do I make 2 scenes or do I have to be nested? Is what I'm trying to remember. Focus.
I mean, primarily we're using Microscope as a tool or an aid. So
Yeah.
if you want to bend or break the rules, no one's really keeping score. Besides anything obnoxious like taking 30 different focuses on for yourself.
Yeah, I don't get 2 goes. I'm just trying to remember if it's a period or an event. I'm trying to decide if I want a period in there.
Do you want to? Do you want? I mean, I'm going to be adding a period post between the. I'm going to be adding a period that is post Rise of Justinian and before the discovery of Racine power. So
yeah, I'm going to add one in here.
What you do is you create a thing and then a thing below it. So
Yeah.
a period and an event, or an event and a scene in for that event.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So this will be a dark event.
Then you get another one at the end, and then you get a legacy
Yes.
at the end of that.
This is the barbarian invasions.
So the first barbarian invasions.
Oh, it's just a period of barbarian invasions.
Okay.
This bit with the barbarians a bit more active than normal.
This is what cracks the bureaucracy then.
Part of it. I've got something I'm going to come back to with my end one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to create a dark event below it, which is Warlord Grimnar crosses the Bastion Straits. So, Grimnar's... that's not crosses. That's nowhere near crosses. Alright, so a powerful warlord has crossed into the Empire. Right. He obviously doesn't destroy the Empire, but he causes some damage. Alright, back over to you guys.
I'm sure you could destroy it if you tried harder. The trouble with barbarians these days, no staying power.
I know.
It's almost as if
barbarians would ruin the world without even thinking.
launch 1,000 ships just because, somebody ran off with their girl. You just don't get that kind of dedication anymore.
Crosses the Bastion Straits. So we're going to who's the next on the list? Would be added.
Yep. So 1 second.
The Immortals and their works, huh?
Okay, so over here in Rediscovery of Steam Power, the Great Conservator, random name, uses his hoarded wealth to accelerate the integration of Steam technology.
We have a list of random names.
Yep.
Where's he from? Is he a human, an islander, a wight, a prince of wolves, rain troll?
Let's say he's a white.
He's a white. My first white.
Byzantine.
Sophia Ducasse. Let's paste.
Oh, he could have been a rain troll too. My mistake. Forgot those guys were around by then.
Yeah. Quite funny though, because I asked for a random European name, I got mostly English, so it's the only thing you wanted a John Carter feel. It's very John Carter for the Islers. One of them here is Thomas Thompson or Felix Brooks.
Nice.
And I
Do we have a
can't.
Bob Dugnut?
Unfortunately, Call of Cthulhu is kind of like one of my bigger touchstones, so I just like its feel too much. So a bad tendency of Cthulhuing a lot of things.
Nothing wrong with that. We could use some more Eldritch horrors from the Underdark. Sorry, the Lightless Below.
Underneath, one would say.
That one's also already taken. Trying to find something that isn't already taken is difficult because it's the early 21st century.
As one would say, there was nothing new under the sun, child.
Well, obviously.
Discard. Yes. Okay, so we're talking about the Immortals and
Mortals
their legacies.
and what kind of things
Immortals
have the Mortals
and
done?
their works.
Sorry, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just saying, we've got an unnamed hero in P20. Whoever wrote that in, I don't know. That's probably a human.
You mean the empty You mean the empty place there?
No, he's empty for a reason. His name has been struck from history.
Oh, right. You want to make that redacted in square brackets?
Yes.
Like this?
That's a good idea. Oh.
And then we could just start calling them the Redacted, which is a really cool name.
Yeah.
But still kind of a name. Yeah, go ahead.
No, but it's a term. It's not a name, it's a term.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm just going to keep thinking, oh, this is a blank space. Clearly we need to fill it.
For 3 days and 3 nights after being cremated, Honko rises again, for his love of dad jokes for too strong, and haunts. Where would he haunt?
Marketplaces? It's the closest thing you're going to find there.
First mass punster. Basically, it's a urban legend or something like that, where it's a ghost of Honko, essentially the ghost and or white of Honko just appears behind you and makes you and wants to tell you a joke.
So when people start bursting out laughing, they say they've seen Honko.
Or
love
or you know, you find them in a back alley with a mysterious grin on their face, which they can't remove.
I do like also the idea. It's like, oh, I'm
Only
sorry, I'm not
using
exceeding my.
brand
I didn't mean to exceed my happiness quota for the day, but Honko got me.
Beautiful.
I'm also going to be using the happiness quota and Doom as pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah.
So the happiness quota
That
is
just
what
works too well.
Yeah, that's what the bureaucrats call Doom, because they're not going to call it Doom because sounds mean.
Sounds mean.
Sounds oppressive.
This is a dystopian hexscape. It's not quite a hellscape. It's a little nicer than that.
I mean, that's what makes those the sprinkling of tolerability is what makes it enduring. It's not that things are too hard for most people. It's that it's just hard enough.
That's the thing. They're trying to go that line between making sure people are just living a dull, dreary life without pushing them into open rebellion.
That's entirely too too much passion and outrage. So that's my ad. Honko just shows up and gives you a grin you can't get rid of. Very obvious.
Okay, around to Tevin.
Okay. That doesn't fit here at all. Well, I could make it fit, but I'm not going to. All right, I need a... Greg, could you get me a an Islander name?
Yep.
Thank you.
Islander.
Actually, I need an Islander, and then let's make it a Princess of Wolves as well.
Right, so that's Ava Nelson as an Islander.
Perfect. AVEN?
Well, however you want to spell it.
Close enough. All right.
Amen Konate as your Wolf Island. I'll pop that in. And I can't put it in like that. I have to paste. Do not paste the entire. Oh god! Someone just saw the Excel.
Oh well.
I am sorry for that scarring. It is a bit of a formula.
I'm sure.
Excel. I do remember and appreciate that in the laundry series, one person, a hole to the negative mentioned Outer Darks was accidentally opened by somebody with an arcane Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And another person was and another one of the most dastardly of villains was running his stuff in PowerPoint.
I have to stop him. Just not because he's evil, but because he's using PowerPoint.
It's just is office nerds that have access to Eldritch magics. And then it got overly silly, and then I kind of really I hard fell off the series.
It's like that anything that goes too long.
It's more the fact that they took the main character, they broke up the main character and his wife. They made the main character into the new office the new office head, and they made a vampire the next big the main focus character. I'm like, okay, why? Just took everything I loved about this series and just gutted it out.
Greg, can you copy me that second name into the Discord? Because I want to make sure I get it right.
All right.
And that is for a princess of wolves, not a prince, right?
Oh, princess.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to tell.
Being a good author here.
Yeah.
I'm going to edit it a little then.
Yeah, edit how you want. It's just a vague thing.
And done.
Right. So what's yours then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay, sorry.
It's all right.
We need more muttering and more feedback.
More insane muttering is always good.
We can't really rely on your body language and so forth to understand, so...
Sorry, I can't remember if I'm being a good author or a great author. Which one steals things again?
Both.
Okay, then yes.
Essentially, every author is merely a chef, a word chef. They bake, they bake a pie with the same ingredients.
There's only so many stories you can tell. You just have to keep adding slightly new elements to them.
Nope, I can't find it in the book. It's way too big to read the entire thing right now.
We are getting to different levels of absurdities. Like you, Greg. What is the lad reading nowadays, or being read or reading nowadays?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at the moment.
Really?
Times.
He's having a bit of a Roald Dahl kick. He's reading George's Marsden's Medicine. We're reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I see. Just wondering at what points in times is you're going to traumatize him with Lovecraft and the rest.
Quite a bit later.
Quite a bit later. Got to be in your teens for that kind of thing.
Yeah. You have to understand that this person was a bad person.
Well, yes, the you get your Aesop's fables from such a thing as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where every person's shortcomings come back to bite them in the rear. So, if I remember correctly, there's a bit of difference between the book and the movie, because I've only ever seen the movie.
Quite.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to move those down another one. Throwing a scene right after it. All right. So, in the era of the foundation of the secret cults of happiness, which is not just clowns, thank you very much, the leader of the secret cult, Tinkerer of Toys, makers of children's toys that only work for children, love that, Avon Nelson, the genius inventor, develops a method he calls doctoring, which allows you to fit something in less space than it occupies.
I see.
He does this in an effort to woo his lady love. The Dark Avenger's sidekick, known as Aminette Konate, also called the Blind Justice of the Night, a vigilante. He makes her a supersuit. Nope, blank that. Don't know yet. Full of all kinds of nifty toys that fit in less space than they ought to.
But they only work for children, you say?
Oh no, he makes toys that only work for children. This is not a toy. Do not immerse in water, not to be used between the hours of noon and 4 p.m. Void where prohibited. Do not look down the pointy end. So the question for this scene is whether she says yes.
I think no.
We have to set the scene first.
Set the
I'm
scene,
working
discuss.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't made any scenes, so Okay, the Inquisition doesn't exist yet, so I don't have to worry about them. Obviously, I'm requiring Avon and Aminet. We're going to have a group of some ne'er-do-wells because he's going to be showing off the cool gadgets.
I shall be the ne'er-do-well.
Let me see. And then we could have local constabulary, noblemen. Yeah, I don't think I need to ban anything else. The Dark Avenger himself does not show up here. And in fact, may never show up.
So is he just showing off these things, or is he showing off these things?
He's trying to convince somebody to become the Dark Avenger.
Avon is trying to catch the attention of Aminet by showing her cool toys. She's been doing things the hard way since then. Think ninja Batman.
So you're saying
not so punchy, more I hit him with a throwing knife from the darkness.
Oh.
Is the idea I have for the character anyway. I completely stole from another author, and thank you very much. It's one of my favorite books.
All right. Who do we want then?
Who wants to be the...
So pick a character or invent one.
Yeah, see, you're not going to get away with... You think we're not going to get away with this because you're some sort of inventor, see? Yeah.
Oh no, we've got a 1920s gangster. or do we? I pick a character.
I said I'm being the ne'er-do-well.
Yeah.
I think it's after me, so Gray should pick, then added, then discard, then me.
I guess if we're doing this in order, I thought we could just throw the scene together.
To me to do it in order.
Oh, if you want, I'll
take Avon then.
All right.
I'll be Emmett. Aminel.
Man, can't just do a little bit of normal crime these days. Yeah, they're always coming up with these new heroes and so forth. I say I can't have it. Can't have it anymore.
Aversion to saying I'm going to play the bad guys.
I said I was going to play the bad guys already. I said I'm playing the ne'er-do-well.
All right, so that leaves me with Police Commissioner Gordarn. Gordarn?
Gordarn works.
Good, Gordon. Doing it live.
No, Police Commissioner Flash.
You know, I like it. I'm gonna do it.
Anyway.
Well, until the world is a safe place for the vulnerable, my eternal vengeance continues.
Kind of a crate gets wheeled into the room.
Eternal vengeance. Go ahead.
It's kind of
okay. So the first thing for the scene,
yeah.
Everybody writes down thoughts their characters are having for the scene. I think characters set the stage. Okay, I need to decide where the stage is. So the stage is Aminet has just shown up in the middle of a hostage situation. Avon is already present and has secretly escaped from his bonds in the middle of the room, and no one has realized this yet. And he knows she's going to be here because he's planted a tracking device on her.
On himself?
No, on her.
Okay.
She doesn't have any super suit stuff yet. She's stuck using classic ninja gear and the occasional boomstick. Dynamite? Dynamite.
Dynamite's active.
All right. So she has seen him before and knows that he's at least been following her. He's seen her before and definitely wants to go through with this. The crime guys are just your generic crime guys. They may or may not be aware of anything that's going on.
This is what you get for not paying your protection money, see? Now after this, which is your most unfavorite of your toes?
Okay, that's the scene. So everyone needs to say in order. Yes? Yes, starting with Gray. Everyone reveals a thought their character is having about the scene.
So Avon's thinking, this is his chance.
We're doing an order, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and I'm thinking, well, this is an opportunity to expand justice.
Should I go get a hoagie or a pierogi after this?
Ooh, good time.
Well, I guess I go get to see the wife. Tiny mobster young child is growing up very fast. It would be my pride and joy if he wasn't my future rival.
Commissioner is outside the building, wondering if he should bring in his men now or if he should try negotiating with the gangsters about getting the hostages out, at least the women and children. He's bothered by this because, it will reflect badly on his end of year performance review, which will affect his happiness quota. And that's just in 2 weeks.
So I'm assuming we're kind of like rooftop almost.
I mean, if you
Anything you want to define about the scene, you can define about the scene just by having your character interact with it.
All right. So,
you need a pool table, you can have a pool table.
Yeah.
Except characters being played by other people. You can freely add secondary characters. So if Discard wants to have a group of thugs armed with Thompson crossbows burst into the room and just start spraying the place with
read
with
my
bullets,
mind.
he can do that on his turn. But they can't do anything I can't say have the commissioner run into the room and shoot the gangster leader in the head with his gun. I can have him shoot at the gangster leader, but it's up to Discard whether the bullet goes wild, takes the guy's hat off, breaks his crossbow, or takes him out.
Okay.
All right. So I'm assuming that M&S is kind of watching this going down and trying to make this decision when she's going in. So Avon will kind of arrive with kind of a rather large duffel bag style sack. This guy's he's slightly out of breath, lost the stairs.
Gray, remember you're already in the room.
Oh yeah.
You're one of the hostages.
You have the ability to make things fit in smaller spaces than they ought to.
Okay.
So you could have an entire bank vault in the back pocket of your pants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you basically infiltrate yourself in this hostage situation.
You have Doctor Who's make things appear smaller, make things fit in a police box power. That's why it's called doctoring.
So, Aminet, I'm glad I caught you. Look, I know what you've been doing, and I think I can help you. In this bag is what you need to take this to the next level. Every piece of my technology perfectly in this small bag. Suits, powers, flight. Just, you need to take it.
And throws a couple of throwing stars. It's just you again. I'm working. I have to do justice here. You stop there, evildoer.
Finally, Throwing Star takes out Mook Minion to the right. I see. The ninja one has shown herself. You have gone against the time of the Tommy Law gang this entire time. And this was merely a thing to draw you out. Min, get her with your repeating crossbow action Tommy guns. Patented by Tommy Laws. Tommy Laws guns. Buy yours today.
I've been able to see about the advertising.
Yes.
And he's going to basically... Evan's going to reach in and kind of pull out like something similar. It's kind of like a net gun and just shoot it. And like another mook is going to get flung against the wall and then pinned there. Let's go. Go, look. And he kind of holds it open. And it just kind of, if you look in there, it just goes on forever. You just need to take it.
Yeah, but just Avanet reaches into the bag, pulls out something, and starts to throw it, and then she has to drop it because it's suddenly extremely heavy. It's like her arm is now twisted. What is this?
It's, well, that shouldn't happen. Look, it just might need a little bit of calibration. You know, the field when you move from one zone to another, sometimes things get messed up. Just give me a second. It starts like tinkering with it.
Moving, gang. You know what? Take them alive. We could use them as advertisement later. The gang that caught what? Ma'am, what is your name again? It's been a while.
Ethan.
I am Vengeance and also the Night.
The Night Vengeance Night Lady. Yes. You know, we're gonna have to workshop that name.
Totally written down.
Right. Think he's got this
During
right?
the gunfire, well, crossbow fire, that's gunfire, the police will burst into the room at this point.
Look, it's now or never. Look, press this red button and the suit will fully deploy.
Okay. I'm injured, so this doesn't mean we're dating. And they'll slap the red button.
All right.
I see you've tried to call my bluff, coppers. Men, shoot the hostages.
I think we kind of answered the scene there, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the suit will deploy and justice will be dispensed.
I'm assuming that's a that is a yes answer to the scene added.
Yep.
All right.
Dang it! I wanted my final thing to be that the Tommy Law gets away and then is immediately shot, and you see behind him a cradle with a baby with a gun and a binky in his mouth. Babu, father, Babu.
Well, that scene's for you. Once you answer the question, action stops.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe it picks up again later.
Shot by my own pride and joy. Bleh.
Just so you know, I was running the cops sort of as time. I wasn't certain if I would need to, so I didn't mention it explicitly. But yeah, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Action slows down. Cops show up.
Yeah.
It's typically how it goes, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's my heroic.
All right. So, back to me to finish off. I'm going to put a light scene in the coronation of the Wolf Islands, and this will be General Tacitus. Tacitus fortifies the what do we call it? Bastion Coast. So the way I see it, the cliffs. So the Bastion Coast is kind of a straits, not coast. Straits is different.
Coast, straight. It's like the Strait of Gibraltar.
Yeah. So basically, now a bit of land that's been kind of considered to be. It's just between the Empire and the Barbarian lands. So the barbarians have kind of always attacked across it. Tacitus, although he doesn't fortify the entire thing with a single wall, he fortifies the easy landing spots, making it much harder for the barbarians to come across in numbers. It's kind of like a wall of China, Hadrian's Wall idea. So it's not enough to stop landings everywhere. There's always going to be some barbarians getting through, but it does make it hard for like a proper invasion force to land.
You can be infiltrated, but not overran.
Yep.
It's a deterrent, essentially.
Yes, it's a deterrent and one that will last for a good amount of time.
Just enough to make it inconvenient.
Yep. Right. We don't do anything else for the legacy, do we now? I don't get another scene for that.
You can get it. Oh, right. That's all the way around. Yeah, you get a scene there. You can make a legacy if you want to replace your previous legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, we get only one legacy per person?
Yeah, you only can have one legacy.
Okay. I thought it was like a legacy per focus.
Oh.
Right. After your focus, you can create a legacy.
Yeah.
You can either keep your legacy if you get another go round, or you can make a new one.
Right.
Or you can add something based on someone else's legacy, I believe.
Yeah. Choose new legacy, exploring legacy.
Yeah, you can explore a legacy. It doesn't have to be yours.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're saying. We're not choosing a new one, we're exploring. So we can still make a scene for any of the legacies.
So the choose a new legacy, you can do that every time at the end of after you're done with your focus. It's based on something that happened during the focus.
Yeah.
So what I expected Discard to do was create pre-Emperor Justinian as a focus, as a legacy, way back in, say, the Secret Cults of Happiness, and then be able to just plop down, oh, well, Justinian did this thing later.
I mean, my main thing, my during anything that basically during the role of the Justinian would be during the focus of Justinian, because that was Justinian the Just was his entire period to enter himself. My next focus is going to be a period after that for the reformation, essentially. What new institutions and such happened post Justinian?
But what for now, I think what we got is that I do get to make another scene based on a legacy.
Any legacy. Any legacy at all.
Think about a heroic child.
You mean during the heroic the
During the Civil War? I'm going to put a dark event in. General Tacticus' daughter. Rashika. Sides with the rebels. So it gives a like a powerful falls in love and sides. Falls in love and sides. Falls in love and sides with the rebels. There we go.
By the rebels, you're meaning in the Civil War.
In the Civil War, yeah. It's in the Civil War period. So that's a defection of a powerful general. All right. Discard. Oh no, added. Sorry. I was reading the wrong column.
All right, new focus. This is going to be the Madness of Mages.
I like it already. Let's see, where is that event I have set up? There it is.
Okay, I need a random human name.
Random human name. Bob.
We should have started with building the random names.
Yeah. Random imperial name.
Is there
just
a
Maria?
Is there a wizard name wizard generator?
What was that?
Maria. I can give you a surname if you want.
Sure.
Maria Alexos.
Okay, over in the modern era, the Mad Mage Maria Alexos attempts to prevent a spellbound blight by using an automated system to eject, it'd be herself, off the planet. However, this results in her landing in the city of Iconium and dooming it.
Right, poor Iconium. What we've never done actually is name the capital.
That's on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure. It could be on the moon. Classic way to establish a bright city on the moon. Give it a name back at the end when it's destroyed.
Actually, that might work a little better if they ejected themselves off Earth and doomed a city on the moon.
That was my expectation. You were ejecting off Earth. Okay, we land somewhere not Earth. But I got to clarify these kind of things. I don't like to make assumptions.
Nope, that works. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great authors steal. Yeah, it was great authors steal. Good authors create.
There is a difference between good and great.
Right here.
So discard. What
Yes.
mad mages have you got?
What mad mages do I got? Give me one moment. I must look up something. Random wizard generator. See if I get a random wizard name. Nah, let's not worry about that then. Wrong one. Okay then. Wizard names. Okay. Otez Bomagan of the Bomagans.
Him again.
Yeah.
Can't even stop. Destruction of a world can't even stop him.
Goes at of the Bomagans. This where could I put this? You know what? This is during the times of recovery. Or it should be times of recovery.
Oh shoot, we've got those backwards.
Times of recovery. We'll put this over here for a light event. This is the Madness of Wizards, you say? Madness of Mages. Okay. So this is a then this would be a dark event. Is one moment. I need to let me get up in a proper typing position. Sorry. Here we go. Oh wait, why is it not writing? Come on, right. What? What is going on here? It won't let me write in this cell right now for some reason.
It should. It might just be being a little laggy.
But goes to revolutionize the crop raising and farming procedures. Oh, I see the problem here. I have made both the background
and the text the same color.
Yes. I don't know how I did that. In farming for process, but due to the whimsy of magic, makes animalistic crops that terrorize the countryside.
Oh, beautiful.
So the attack of the killer tomatoes is more of a thing that can happen or not here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it.
Your basic meat plant, your meat plants, your angry cauliflower. There, you have
Sometimes the
people
food
going.
eats you.
Sometimes if you bring down the giant broccoli stalks, you're good for a week. That stuff's well made and preserved. To deal with the ranch demon.
Yeah.
What do you think the Bronchiosaurus eats is when it eats a giant cabbage stalk?
All right. Tevin, you're up next.
So is this all the crops or just a fraction of them? Maybe just the ones that were in range?
I mean, well, it's depending on what crops have eaten what other crops. I mean, this
Obviously,
is probably
I
all the.
expect they spread.
I mean, the thing is that they kind of spread by pollen and seeds, so they might just have the orc problem here, where they've
Random outbreakings.
Yeah, they may have spored out a bit.
Yeah, I expect that.
I mean, it can actually probably cuckoo a bit as seeds from one crops go and find themselves in a different field and uproot the weak, piddly, not magical seeds and replace them. So they're tended to by unwitting farmers until they break out of the ground with their roots, tendrils, and so forth.
They're the Triffids.
I do have one thing. I was intending for the destruction of the neutral empire to be the last event to happen in the time of recovery.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Yeah, just move it around.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you wanted to maybe put that one in a different era.
Oh.
Because, the whole thing is supposed to be the eras, the change of an era is normally after a giant magical disaster.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
At least that was my assumption.
There can be more than one magical disaster.
It's true. It is the time of recovery. We might need more than one disaster to take out all of that recovery.
And this is probably not even the greatest dark event. All it is just it's just the fact that we might get attacked by vicious stalkmen and cauliflower or rutabaga men.
Just the equivalent of
every time I kill an onion, I have to cry.
It takes a problem with the onions that they have so many layers.
You shoot one off and you're down to the next. Fire is the only real way to go. All right. I already have written up my event because I had this one ready from last time.
Yeah.
So the end event of the barbarian invasion. Greg, can I have a rain troll name?
Yep. Rain troll.
Rain troll. Also, apparently we had them switched. Syndrians were the Plutonians. Rains are the crossbreeds.
Ayla.
I fixed it. It's all good.
Yeah. Ayla Hakshanis.
With a V?
Spell it as you want. A-Y-L-A.
Ayla.
Ayla.
Got it.
Is that on to me then?
Let me just.
Oh, you haven't actually said what yours is, yeah.
Happened.
Yeah.
Go and then fix the formatting because it likes to not word wrap for no reason. All right. Attempting to magically remove the barbarians who were breaking down the gates of her tower, court mage Ayla Fakshanis casts the disastrous magic, which surges across all the barbarians and sterilizes all plants in cropland claimed by the Empire. The trees and animalistic plants in Doom +5 are unaffected. That is, trees everywhere and animalistic plants in Dooms of +5 and higher. Which leads right into colonizing the Wolf Islands, because we can't have anywhere to plant food now. Thanks, wizard. And yes, that's it.
I was going to drop a light one in the Age of Barbarian Invasions as well.
Technically, this could be a light event. What do you guys think? It did stop us from getting conquered by barbarians.
Yeah, no, it's dark because it's going to cause loads of food issues, starvation.
But yes, many people starved.
So here we go. Strigar Steelbane, Archmage, destroys most of Grimnar's army in a cat surge.
One day the barbarians will understand that maybe they can trap the Empire in a surge themselves. There's a lot of different magical outfits that are all about dealing with spellbinding and being spellbound yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Funny enough, the majority of them occurred within a 20-minute time period.
Yeah. So both Strigar Steelblade Archmage destroys most of Grimnar's army in a surge. Both escape with bad blood. Mage is pretty much immortal to begin with. That's one of the reasons the barbarians never really broke, because we're doing really well. Let's cast a spell. Oh, everyone's cabbages.
Everyone's cabbages.
I would just love to go look at now I get this. You know how there's Elvis impersonators? I just want to think like eras down the line that there are Honko impersonators. Schools of Honko impersonation.
Oh, there aren't schools.
I know, cults. But anyway.
There's secret guilds.
Anyway, so
that's back round to you. Discard. Oh no, it's added.
Added, yes.
Gray keeps looking at the wrong thing.
No, that time I thought that was added was because Discard hasn't added his thing in.
Oh, right.
But no, it's added, so yeah. I forgot it was added thing. So.
Yep.
Basically, I keep finding different ways to think it's Discard.
Well.
Not everything comes back around to Big D over here.
What are you really going with?
Okay, over in the Rise of Justinian the Just, the Tower of Trelane challenges the might of Justinian. All observers are killed, but the known end result is Justinian's apotheosis.
His rise to the throne.
Apotheosis is normally the rise to godhood, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, just checking. It's not a word I use in everyday speech.
You don't talk about the apotheosis?
No, normally we talk about how to stop the AI singularity, not what will happen after. You didn't hear that from me.
Another thing I love about Cyberpunk is just the way it does with like AI is fucking scary, but also utilized.
And going off somebody else's more
idea.
Actually, my own legacy of heroic children will add in another character of the Wandering Wolf appears at random to those in need throughout the known lands. And that'll be in the decline of the bureaucracy just after the Wolf Islands are integrated.
Big W is here. Big W is here. They just push us. They put us. Do they put a wolf face symbol on the moon to call them forth? Get a big bat wolf symbol.
And now you're starting to mix two things together.
Well, we've already got a night ninja.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good for me.
Range is asking, do the bureaucracy have an insufficient cheese error form? Yes. And an excessive cheese one.
There's sufficient extra insufficient and oversufficed choose forms.
Well, yes. Obviously.
The thing is that the Book of Law has the ability to summon whatever form is necessary into existence for any situation of bureaucracy. Is a nebulous field it makes around itself for all that needs to be documented.
Sounds right. Yep. All right. So Discord, what's your next lens?
Next lens.
Focus.
Next focus would be I'm making okay. So my focus is post Justinian to Great. I am making a period. as I insert a column, column.
Column.
Insert one to the right.
So many periods.
Yeah.
Yeah, dark. You know, you go through several different periods in a country's life. The Reformation. This is period post Justinian's eternal ascension. And the first one is the formation of the King's Pact. The fall of nobility and formation of the King's Pact. A pact with the king that enforces love of country on the pactee at the sacrifice of their heart. So basically, to ensure the seat of power of feudalism, the king consumes the heart of the pactee. So this is basically taking the place of high office.
Cool.
So this period right here, let's drill down this period right here is what I wish to focus on. Give me a second. I'm trying to word. Here we go. There's the warp. Where's the warp ability? Okay. Reformation. All right. Well, we go to cursor, but I guess that wraps around to you, Taryn.
Sorry, just Reformation is the lens.
Well, it's this period
focus.
called Reformation over here during this time zone. This timeline. This period over here. This
Yes.
post Justinian. Yeah, this period is the lens focus.
I suppose you could go anything to the right of that as well.
Yes. What are the major changes with the latter thing of Justinian the Eternal?
All right. Well, I'm going to establish a light side event then. The establishment of the secret bureaucracy, who follow the old laws and undermine the Draconic Empire at every turn, possibly aided by the Allen Smithy, although that hasn't yet been established, because rumors are awesome.
So there is a backwash of old nobility who
Oh, and
are
how?
who are
You want us to what?
Yep. If you don't take it, you're cast out. But your
That's
lands
crazy.
are seized, and you are sent away as the mad dragon god. Will not trust no one who doesn't love the kingdom.
Mm.
You must be able to love the kingdom as much as Justinian himself.
Right. So on to me then.
Yes.
Yep.
So, how hard do I want to go down on Justinian?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is supposed to be the he is the godhead of this, so you can slap him down as much as you like.
Yeah.
Or you can build him up. Who knows?
Kind of like the idea of him falling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just remember, Gray, root page 28, you can always nuke Atlantis.
Yep. I think I'm going to nuke Atlantis.
That secret bureaucracy didn't last very long.
No, it's a secret that the secret bureaucracy is doing this. They're undermining his democracy.
They didn't last very long because they didn't have to.
Eternal split power structure from the inside. This is what makes the barbarians invade. As the normal people just get along with their lives.
But I'm sure we're spelling bureaucracy different every time.
I have no problem with that at all.
Well, maybe each person has filled out a different bureaucracy form of the spelling of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like nails on a crossboard to the Alan Smithy, who may or may not deserve it.
So I'm not going to completely nuke him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to put him in a decline. So the secret bureaucracy strike at Justinian's passions, bringing him closer and closer to mortality.
Nice.
So this is going to be something that's going to be ongoing over the centuries. So you're going to like, keep finding a weak chink and like taking something out and just start grinding down his love for the Empire.
Are we sure that's a dark event?
For the Empire, yes.
Because the Empire is in turmoil.
Don't have any actions left this round, but I needed to wait until Gray was done. But I totally want to make Alan Smithy declare being a dragon illegal.
Let's see. So Terry, okay, that's you added.
I'm writing it in.
Because that's just the guy became a dragon and started doing horrible things. Well, it's illegal to be a dragon now, so you'll have to stop.
Okay. The mercantile city of Ventus fails to deliver its tithe to the Empire, effectively declaring independence.
Are they going to deal with that? Are they going to be able to deal with that?
Probably in the usual way.
Send in Tacticus and his daughter. Oh, wait, no.
They're not on the same team anymore.
Well, we haven't actually resolved what happened during the Civil War.
Nope. We know there's a civil war. It might still be going on.
Yeah.
I thought it was, okay, yeah.
Problem with Immortals, even though you lose the battle, doesn't mean you've lost the war.
Mm.
They can wait. They can raise their forces.
So then we come back around to me as the capstone for this, right?
Yep.
And then you leave a legacy. Or build on an existing legacy. Set a legacy?
To quell the independence of... What was this place called again?
Ventus.
Written down.
I know, but the title of the title of the cell is covering up the name. Independence of Ventus, but instead being crowned king in opposition to Justinian. Oh wait, this is a light event, sorry. I keep picking the wrong color of light.
It's okay. We've got like 3 different shades of dark as well.
It's the first yellow under custom.
This is the basically. I'm going off of that part of the general thing where Justinian's general gets basically in a siege, gets appointed king, and then he turns around and says, "Do you think I would ever take a crown under my law besides my king?" And then Justinian's paranoia works out.
Good old paranoia.
Yeah, can't go wrong with paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
You're paranoid, but are you paranoid enough?
And then we have to pick a legacy for this one, right?
You can change your existing legacy, or you can build an event on a previous legacy.
What was my previous legacy? I forget. Oh, here I never wrote down my previous legacy.
You didn't write it down, so mine was tourism from other planets, which is awesome.
Declining mental. My legacy is going to be Justinian's declining mental state.
Ah, good old crazy dragons, the worst flavor of dragon.
So here, Justinian's growing. What's the word again?
Unhinged?
Desperation. Basically, he's plotting some final. He's starting to stretch to some final solutions. Well, desperation and declining mental state. We'll go with crazy dragon. We'll go with crazy dragon on the throne.
Crazy dragons.
As no one wants. I was just thinking the King's Pack would be a cool like set of unrecruitable general people for the barbarians to fight against.
Oh yes, but of course the established order hates it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking away the power of the nobility. The nobility does not like this.
I mean, something like that happens. There's 100% chance of instant revolution.
Well, it's type of revolution. No one's planned anything. It's just chaos.
Instant revolution. Just add water.
Yeah. Oh, I just realised something.
Mm-hmm.
So Leonardo took airships to the barbarians.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's going to give them a way past the Bastion Straits.
Of course.
Could. Depends on what side we want to play on here.
Yes, that's going to be the interesting one.
Do we want to all ever twist it up inside the Empire or
We've got multiple different locations we can roll to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think it's just we need hopefully Serpentis to live again.
Yeah, we're at that stage now, aren't we?
He's much later than he was before, than he was expected to be.
Yes, and still on Do Not Disturb, so...
Oh, well.
Well.
What do you guys want to do? Don't think we've
Build
quite got
some
enough time.
scenes.
See?
Build some scenes.
Do? Yeah.
Where does one does Spellbound Empires have a character sheet at all?
Yeah.
Is there one we can? Does it have a plugin on?
Second, I've been working on.
Should anyway.
So yeah, we're at that stage now where we either think about going for another round and doing another week, or calling it here and then trying to decide where we want to insert. But that's kind of a group thing.
Well, let's what we can do right here for the group thing is let's sketch out the power blocks that we can join in at Parzov.
Yeah.
So we have Ye Olde Order for the.
I'm going to put it at the very end, campaign start.
Yeah. So let's define our let's declare a super final focus of the final factions.
Yeah.
Well, let's just name them. I mean,
just name the final factions.
Final factions.
So we have barbarians.
Yeah.
For one, which is being led, which could be being led by
Ramza.
by Ramza or the Return United Star-Crossed Lover ones. It could be that the fact this could be a race versus all like they're unified only because they're all flowing in the same direction.
Yeah. But the start
Like,
point
Hey,
that
Mom
would
and
be
Dad, this is my revolution. Go get your own.
like either a loose coalition or
yeah. So it'd be the barbarians, and who would lead? So your start point would be kind of either depends on who gets chosen. If you end up with a chosen one, that'd be a perfect person to play Ramsa.
Yep.
Or
and that would then give you quite a large range campaign to like gain power and then invade the Empire.
We have the Mad Dragon God. If we all want to be a part of this new oligarchic is it oligarchic position or king position essentially with Justinian.
That would be the open face of the Empire.
Yeah.
Yes.
As opposed to the hidden bureaucracy. Then, of course, there's the hidden bureaucracy,
which can't act openly because all their assets and so forth would be seized, and
well, if they act openly, they have to act decisively.
I'm actually going to change this one a little bit. Let's do stabilizing up. So you can the Dragon Empire would be to work with the Empire to stabilize it. The hidden bureaucracy would be to depose the Emperor and stabilize the Empire. Both sides things together stabilize the Empire.
And then
we love their country. They just have differing ideas about what exactly it needs.
The nobles.
And I was thinking more of the cults, the Hong cults and everything else like that, who want to who think the old order is kind of smelly with their restrictions on happiness, and just
the secret cults who want to make life better for the common folk.
No, the happiness cults essentially. They want to bring back happiness.
They want to make life better for the common folks. They're not into this whole everyone stomping on a booted foot on a peasant's face forever shtick. It's just not cool.
The cults, the Islanders?
The Islanders are your classic adventurers who just kind of show up.
And aiming to break the yoke of the Empire and live for it.
Do you mean the Wolf Islands or the interplanetary tourists?
The Wolf Islands.
The Princes of Wolves.
Yeah.
The Scions of Wolves. There, that gets both of them in.
Yeah. Which, of course, doesn't have to be like wolf. You can be anything because the wolves. The islands are just a bit crazy.
I mean, could it see the fact that the islands could also be working to, how the Empire integrated them? They want to integrate the Empire into their thing, essentially take it over for themselves. Export their own culture over.
We've got basically the interplanetary tourists who are just looking for a good time for themselves and burn the Earth if you wanna.
Well, that's the thing. The tourists, the utterly detached from everything.
I have no loyalties at all. Ha ha. Then there's the prototype Justice League-ish thing going on with the with Avon and his girl.
Yeah.
Who knows what that's led to. There's the dinosaur hunting parties because there's no cropland in the Empire anymore. Wheat has to be imported.
Well, wheat has to be chased
or
down
slaughtered.
And subdued.
Yeah.
Yes. Believe me, there is a surplus of food. Just had to go fight it to get to stop moving.
Uh-huh.
Huge pumpkins.
Food hunters. Whether it be your living food, hi Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, how you doing? Or dinosaurs or what have you. Then there's any one of the different mages guilds, which are playing their own game and don't care about the country level stuff at all. It's just who has the most mages power.
Don't see the mages as much of a faction.
They're not really a faction. They would be more of a
they're internal factions, but I don't see them as having much of their own.
They're not really on a.
There's
They're not really on
Surprise 9, though. The competing guilds of mages who are competing with one another. They don't care about your dragon empires and you're running out of food. They're just in it to be better wizards than those guys over there in the blue tower. Because screw those guys. And don't get me started about the guys in the very tall library. Or the high energy magic college. I mean, come on, who builds that kind of nonsense?
And then you had the low energy magic college, which are just damn, man.
They wouldn't be so bad if they weren't upwind.
And then you have the speculators who are all about economic magic and about making value, creating value from nothing.
Look, we're the old school original Mages College. We were established at exactly 4:54 a.m., 2 minutes before any of the rest of you. Get out of my sight. Bunch of newfangled colleges messing everything up.
How about you, Ed? Do you have anything you want to add?
Nope.
No random silliness, no factions you want to think about?
Nope.
Let's see. There's the Civil War, which has Strategia and maybe maybe Belisarius, because that's still going on,
Well, we have Belisarius taking over. We have Belisarius taking over being brought into a different city and then declaring independence.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken his love of his own country.
Hey, maybe Strategia fell in love with Belisarius.
Yeah,
Strategia a lady or what's going on?
The general's daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, traditionally.
That's still like 10 things.
I mean, these are all just different people. I mean, campaign. I think we've gone from just campaign starts to the fact that Terra was just listing off every faction that could.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of different factions that could make for interesting starts.
I mean, for character backgrounds. Yeah, here we go. We can get Serpentis in as well and get him to on the same page. Okay, I cannot kill a Hilitox right now. If it's literally sitting down is enough to make me explode.
Well, that's what you get for playing video games while you're trying to play pen and paper role-playing games. I say, while playing solitaire, while playing a pen and paper role-playing game. Playing solitaire badly.
Yeah, it's quite a few things, but yeah, Serpentis can get in a bit, then you can run through his stuff.
That'll be good. That'll be good. I would definitely like to do some more scenes, just because they seem interesting ways of figuring this, of digging deeper and getting, a more personal level on stuff.
Yeah.
And because if we don't do them, we're going to continue ignoring them forever, and that's no fun.
I mean, be better for a different time down the line, but I'm just thinking
His mistake was going into London.
I mean,
yes.
As someone who lives in a city, yes.
Everyone knows that the biggest mistake anyone could make is go to London.
Look, just stay out of cities. It's a really good idea.
I mean, there are some good cities.
Yes, but they're still better observed from afar.
I'm a firm believer that visiting a city is fine. You don't want to live there.
Mm-hmm. Excellent plan.
City's a great place to store all the big important stuff. And then you can go in and see the big museums and then come home.
City's a great place to store all of the big non-important, non-vital stuff like museums, office buildings.
Politicians.
Exactly. Anything your country can do without if necessary.
You can't put farmland in the city, can you?
Precisely. You can't feed someone there. Then you give them appropriate names like Nuketopia and Shoot Here First. And what was it? Oh, yes, Invasion 3.
Speaking of which, we need to go. We really should play another round of Risk Legacy one day.
Yeah, that was fun.
Though I really am sad that I kind of squandered the first faction knocked out of the game gets a bonus upgrade.
That'll be
so
fine,
much
I'm sure.
better on Cal Industries than the freaking desert people.
You'll make it work. Or you'll play someone else and never touch those guys again.
I'm
which is
playing
another
someone
way
else.
of making
I'm
it
playing
work.
someone else and never touching those guys again. Because the Sand Raiders really are probably a lot more powerful when you have just a massive amount of people.
All of the factions are that. Better when you have too much.
I mean, except for like Cal Industries, which the main thing is about is getting extra people early on.
Right. I'm just going to adjust a few of these, move everything up a little bit. Because we don't need all the stuff right at the bottom, we can just drop stuff down.
Yeah, we can fill things in. We're kind of done with
a lot of this. Maybe going to be Serpentis when he pops in. Here you go. Dump your ideas in.
Here, give us a focus, and then we can all do scenes in that, and then give us another one.
All right. Yeah, I feel like we got a good thing. A lot of it will be fleshed out when we're actually
playing the game. But
yeah, because once we've actually zoomed down to a location, I can start fleshing that out using this as a background.
Now, my other thing I was just think we could do was the Mappa Imperium thing and just draw districts and everything of said city.
Yeah. Oops, wrong button. Do you have Underdraft? Underdrafts is like a map making program.
No. Can you show it to us?
Pain. Just seeing if I can.
Now, keeping things like big picture and not narrowing down to on the
yeah, I wasn't going to fill in huge amounts. I was just going to generate like a random landmass, pretty much.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Where's the height? Flip those around, please. Okay, where's my button? So yeah, I can't really share this that easily. I can, however, switch my window capture across. What I can do with this is hopefully and generate pattern content, or now I want it bigger than that.
Well, it will be basically a continent because it isn't for the scale, wouldn't it? Because we're like in a part of the world, not the entire world.
Yeah.
Continent, a couple of islands, part of the coast.
Just looking for like a general. I would have gone past the best ones. Let's say I can share this through Discord, can't I? Share my screen. All right. So you should be able to see that now.
View your screen. Oh, hey, screen.
What I can do is I can go for more roughness.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Very Mediterranean. Gone.
Yeah, I'm doing.
Hey, look, it's India in the middle of a bunch of hostile foreign powers. And it's gone.
Yeah, I'm looking for something with straits. a good straight on it.
Okay, how about this one? That's a good peninsula. No.
No.
That could work. A little further. Why is my brother telling me AI is rational and wants me to succeed? That doesn't sound accurate.
I mean,
that doesn't sound accurate at all.
All right.
Considering the fact that that we typically view the idea of artificial intelligence from a human standpoint, it could be from its own creation and from its own generation. It have objects utterly alien to what we may consider a objective.
The important thing to remember when you're working with an AI is that it was made by humans, and so it's going to be based on human physiology.
Well, it could for a baseline,
Human
but you
mentality.
yourself can even be considered to be the base of your family's idea mentality.
I like that
But
one. I like that one a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
that
All
works.
right. Let's fill in some of these in inner seas.
Leave us some inner seas.
We can leave some lake sides.
No, it's too late. They're gone.
Ah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
They're back.
Yeah. I'd love to
Alright,
put the
so
capital in the middle of that
which-
upside down U lake. Just right about there.
Yeah.
Because that way it's got access to fishing. So, when all of the food supplies suddenly are either hostile or dead,
or magic.
that's what happened to them. Yes, they got magic, so they're hostile or dead.
There's the capital.
I had to leave trees in there, though. Trees are my bro.
Okay, and that's straight over there. So that right there between the two bits right there is the strait of what you call it?
Bastion Strait.
Where we put the bastions.
Yeah. I was going to extend this to make it a bit more of a straight and then go and add some roughness to that.
Mm-hmm.
A little too much roughness.
Dither it a bit. You want to add some archipelagi to the bottom
Yes,
right
that's
there?
the next thing. This is going to be the Wolf Islands.
Yeah, just squirt some islands all over there. Perfect.
You want to do you want to like curve out the bottom of where the strait is to like give some more room for the Wolf Islands?
What do you mean carve out like here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
And get rid of the little you can have that part of maybe the part of the Wolf Islands, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the big island.
Yeah. And then we'll just come along and just add in a bit more roughness.
I do like there's the roughness tool.
Yep, it's very great.
That's vital.
And then I can add in a few bigger islands. Yeah, take the brush size down a bit. Alright, might take this up a sea out. Alright, what we can do then is I can come in some colours. Where do we want to put the old empire? To the north?
I would say the north where on the other side where that narrowing is.
Here?
Yeah, like it was where it was there like to where it's up to that cutoff point where you can have put a wall or something.
All the way down to the narrowing?
Yeah, all the way down to the narrowing. Like that entire Northern Empire part got was there until it was cut off, and that's basically you have a wall breaking the wildlands from the normal lands.
Yeah.
Let's make it a mountain range.
Yeah.
Or a chasm.
That's
oceans in the way, so chasm won't really work, but mountain range.
Mountain range. There you go.
I like that. Hang on a second. What was that thing that shoot brain, why are you doing this? Yes, that's exactly the reason why.
Add some mountains for the barbarians.
I mean, it could also be the fact that there's two places where the barbarians can come from. There may be barbarians that moved into the no-go lands. The crazed barbarians.
Where's that thing Lone Ranger posted? That not my Macro Imperia thing.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far into that.
That'd be perfect for this.
No, we don't want to go too far. Well, this right now is just a general. Command by Imperia's entire process. It's a bit like building an entire world. We're being like a segment of a world.
Well, remember, all the cropland is infertile now.
Yeah, so I'll go for this.
It's extremely fertile. It is
No.
overly.
No.
The cropland is magically infertile in the Empire. Anywhere you try and grow crops, dead.
You are the crops.
The crops. And then you, if you were planning to live off of them.
But I'll make
when did
the Wolf Islands.
Wait, when did this happen?
Where did I put that page? There you are. At the end of the Plutonians' reign? Just before the colonization, the barbarian invasion?
Oops. Those purple mountains do not look good.
Where is that? I know I did. Oh, there it is. At the end of the barbarian invasions. My mistake.
I am
probably capitalize that because it's a proper name. There we go. And
I thought it was Biggie with the thing where the crops would be get up and trying to murder you would be because the fact the ground was extremely fertile and would just make mutagenic murder crops.
Well, those ones lived. Those are fine. It's everything else that just kind of died. That's why you have to, import wheat.
So what I'll probably do here is I'll add some forests into this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Make the barbarian lands a bit more foresty.
And okay, that's a barbarian land. I was thinking the top right one we can basically have pseudo Egypt, but sure.
Kind of got pseudo Egypt over the this land here.
Mm-hmm.
Foresty. Brush a bit big. I can't make my brush bigger. But I can increase the placement rate. Throw a few other pine trees in there. Break it up a little bit. Say, not going to be a great map, but it's something.
I mean, it's a good idea map.
Yeah. The palm trees I never get to work properly.
An aid to imagination, essentially. Considering how the capital's over there, what we're dealing with the scale here, this is one super drawn out map.
One other thing I can do is add in a few more cities. So I've added in like a port here.
We do have like 3 to 4 different named cities that Addie brought up.
Yeah.
So where would the mercantile city of Traderson be?
Probably along the southern coast here.
I say with that, that inlet right there where they do you see that small bay you got right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there. It's far enough away to be like, a problem. It's in the way to the barbarians.
What's it called?
Not Venice. Ventius?
Ventius.
Yeah.
Ventis.
And then we've got Bastion here. At the major port there, because of course they want to trade with the barbarians.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being nice and generic and just calling this the capital. Don't know why that gets clearer and less clear as I type, but yeah. And then I can
No, we don't. No, it's better than being. No, I got a better idea than call it capital. Call it Capitas.
Capitalis.
Capitalis. It's capital, but sounding fancy.
Capipolis.
Capitalis.
Capipolis.
Capipolis.
Capitopolis. There we go. Need to add in a few rivers as well, I think.
Yeah, we can do them when we stencil deeper in.
Yeah.
I say one more city just right there at the base of the mountain range up north.
Oh yeah.
Basically it's where all the chanters go essentially.
Right. Another city. Make it more like a tower.
Mm-hmm. More like a tower. Like it's to watch the the cuckoo lands up north.
Yeah. And then I can bring in something else like that.
And then you pick one small town of kobolds. Just I'm kidding. I kid.
Ooh, I have got some dead trees I can scatter around. Just to layer in the old. This is now a dead place. Do we need a cave or something for the entrance for the No, the underworld entrances would be set everywhere, wouldn't they?
You can have one big cave being called the Big Sink for the biggest you know make a giant cave and just call it the Big Hole for where the main entrance way. The highway super highway version.
We got what we got. I got some really weird stuff in here.
Oh no, large pumpkin. Put a large pumpkin down for a for where the what do you call it, fields are, the super crop monster fields.
But I had more caves and stuff like that. I've got these for forests.
Searching for cave help?
No,
Apparently no.
No.
Okay.
I've got some mines. Off to the side. There we go. It's one of these things I can add to, though. Oh, I need to find a ruin, though. We need the ruins of the old capital in here.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some other cities. Full of loot. Delicious loot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones that haven't been looted already by the islanders. Space islanders. That's never not going to be confusing.
Oh, you only got yourself to blame.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you this would really work well in Fallen London, though. I say that now, but you do think I would say that, yeah. Considering what the line is for that, for the greater scale stuff for that is.
I can also change out the map style. That's horrible.
I actually like it. I actually think they look cool. Okay, I think I'm getting to the point where I need to just put down my Steam Deck because I am getting that very particular kind of tingling in your fingers from carrying a large brick for too long.
Oh, you need to do this stretch right here.
Ooh, that helps.
Yeah, it's the good stuff.
And then the coastal pattern.
Oh yeah, this is the actual thing that actually did the whole making all our scribbles into an actual thing.
Yeah. Let's just put a few roads down. And hopefully Serpentis will turn up soon. Donk, 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 donk. One split off towards Bastion.
All right, well, I'm going to go bop off for a bit. How about it, guys?
Yep.
Good night.
Ugh.
Good night.
I think we're about done then.
Yep, looks like.
Yeah. All right, we'll have a chat and then we'll figure out where we're going to take this for next week.